this is one thing I've learned about Durr is he reads people well. Now, if Tony G, wow,
Cool.
that's pretty sick.
It is pretty sick. What's going on here?
Well, I think Tony G got run over by Durr, and he said, "You're not running me over anymore." That's all there is to it.
And at this stage now, Tony G is just trying to get lucky and hit a flop, right?
Yeah, well, or take it away, or just he might just bet. I mean,
Oh,
wow, that is wowie.
How big could this pot get?
This pot could potentially be an all-in. I mean, I really didn't think there'd be any all-ins for the first hour of real play here.
And just those percentages showing that Dwan is a little bit ahead here, but he's got the kind of hand where there's really nothing that he's behind, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
right?
unless Tony G has a set.
Yeah.
And it's unlikely he called a raise with 10 jack. So, I mean, Durr's just in good shape against any hand. I mean, if Tony G has kings, Durr's just not in that bad a shape.
43,000.
That's what I thought.
All in.
And can Durr fold
And
here?
a call.
And an insta-call, and wow! And this is
Insta-call.
and they're going to be shocked when they see this. Now, this is amazing. I mean, here are two guys reading each other and just going with it. It's actually kind of beautiful poker when you see something like this come down. But there it is. It's a coin flip for $430,000, and someone's going to have a dominating chip lead here.
Tony like to see your hand.
Well, I shouldn't say dominating, but someone's just going to be in great shape. Durr needs a 4, a queen, or a club, and Tony's gotten up.
It's Tony G all in. Dwan will be down to like 50,000. He's got a hit here, Phil.
Yeah, he really does.
Tony couldn't believe the spot he was in when you insta-called. He said, oh my gosh. You got
Yeah, that's right. When Tony G moved all in and Durr insta-called it, Tony G thought he was drawing dead, but in fact he actually, was about even money.
I still like it. Got a lot of good rivers.
That's not one of them.
I don't like it
Not anymore.
I don't like
Now
it
there's a
anymore.
bit of a. I knew we were gonna start playing some poker.
Tony G came out of nowhere, Phil.
Tony G's just not going to get run over by Durr, and I didn't think that he would make a stand this early, but he did.
I thought you were already playing poker when you did that.
Took a lot of hard commitment to think that's the best hand,
Yeah.
You're qualified.
Durr made a great re-raise knowing that Tony was weak, and Tony G said, I don't care if you made a great raid. You're weak too, I call. I'm not backing down.
But G said, this is a final table. I got nothing to lose. I'm Tony G.
That is just absolutely crazy. Tony G moved in with second pair, got insta-called, and was even money. Usually you're crushed when you get insta-called that spot.
Insta all in and insta call, and you see.
No, but it's early on. We want to try to get some momentum. Whoever has some chips has a better edge.
It's down to the final match, and just 6 are left standing. Who will walk away as the Premier League champion?
That's the best.
Welcome back to the final table of Party Poker Premier League Poker 3.
Much better. I mean,
It's already looking like Helpy, Eastgate, Tran are guys that aren't going to let Tony bust them out.
There's always something. But I mean,
Cool.
That puts them at a little bit of a disadvantage, doesn't it?
second nuts.
No, I mean, they're just waiting to show him a big hand.
They've got plenty of time. Blinds are so low, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Durr, hey, there you go. Help you with 5-6 offsuit on the button.
to elevate.
Roland gets to see a flop, yes.
You sure you know what to do
It's
now?
nearly a family pie.
Look at this.
Help him out a little bit.
Again, some people do just to get out of the
Everybody
way.
but Eastgate.
Let the big guns battle it out.
Gotcha.
Check.
Get out of the way.
I tried to get out of the way.
There's a lot of flops where everybody
Let
could
the
have
big
something.
stacks go at it.
Feels like one.
Roland, he flopped. Wow, look at this.
12,000.
And Tom Dwan's got the nuts.
Tony G fired out with 9s with a queen.
Bad things happen.
Raised to 30,000 total.
Now look at this, and Roland has jacks and 9s. He raised.
Can't get away
And-
from it.
Right, he can't because Dwan only has 50,000. But there's Dwan. He flopped the nuts straight.
And
Yeah,
how
it's all
sick
in.
right now. I mean, this is Tom's going to get back in it, but Phil, how sick is Tom Dwan right now that he doesn't have 400,000, 200,000 back, right?
Yeah.
King queen of clubs or just king queen? Just king queen. Okay. That's why I don't want to see flop.
That's how you get into trouble. Had to happen.
It is Dwan all in, and
That's the good news.
a full house for Roland, Jack or 9.
Yeah, Roland needs a jack or nine to take Durr out.
yeah,
Otherwise,
that's
Durr's
good.
back in the ball game
Straight flush
with
with eight
at least
jacks.
125. What? How much? 136,000. He's right back in it.
There's 4 outs.
Wow.
No, I had one of the cards.
Flush.
That's
It was
when you-
close.
That's when you wanted the jack of clubs.
52.
He looks
Well,
the
it's
same.
only
He's looked the
playing
whole
4
time.
games.
He's already been up,
about
down, and
4
all around. And this is actually probably a bit of a shot for Roland, isn't it? It's hurt him a little bit.
A little unlucky for Roland. He's
Kind
just
of
been
regular
folding
flop.
and folding and folding, and you know, he's in the big blind with Jack 9. He flops jacks and 9s against a short stack, and he has to give him, you know,
4 or 5
56,000 or whatever it was.
Bonus hand.
That's the way the putt.
Obviously, Phil, you know, there is a difference. I mean, the payout structure, there's big money all the way up the ladder between 6th, 5th, and 4th, but I just get the feeling that none of these guys, they don't even know, they're not interested.
Pass.
They want the title.
Raise 11,000 total. Pass.
Raise from the button for JC Tran and Dwan in the big blind. You look at Dwan, you look at his cards, you still never have any idea what he's about to do. But he decided to call and peel off the flop. Oh,
Wow, what a
sick flop.
flop. Well, here we go. I mean, because Dwan doesn't have that many chips, he may get a huge play here from JC, because JC is, you know, he knows he only has, what, 150,000 chips left, and he may decide to make a raise, and Dwan goes all in, and JC finds himself calling.
And this is a play very similar to one Annette made earlier. That, you know, the leading out, and it looks so weak, doesn't it, Phil?
Wow, that was really nice play on Tran's part to not raise
He just
there.
didn't fall for it.
No, he just didn't fall for it. He's like, okay, I'll call. I'll take a card off.
And who else? Everybody would fall for that one.
Not everybody. I mean, you know.
Does JC think it's possible Dwan has a big hand, or it's likely?
Well, I like the fact that he just called. I mean, it was a really good just call, because a lot of people would have just moved in there and said, all right, and you know, just trying to win the pot. There's a check. Let's see if Tran can check behind him. I don't think that's going to happen now.
He's going to get check raised all in, isn't he?
Yep.
30,000.
And he's going to have to fold too.
Dwan has about...
I really like the way Dwan played this hand. He fired on the flop, and he checked on the turn, and I believe he's going to move all in. He's going to study to look weak, but when he moves all in, Tran has no option but to fold.
I'm all in.
We raise
There
all
it is.
in.
Same way every time. He grabs the 30, throws it, and says, I'm all in.
it's a very stylistic way to go all in.
Now, Tran wants a count, but he's going to figure out that he can't call. It's 100,000 more.
And to be honest, Phil, I mean, I haven't seen JC Tran in this position the entire Premier League, where he's kind of bet himself out of a pot. His post-flop decisions have been so good.
Well, I tell you, that's the one concern that I have, is he's a little bit tired, and you know, I mean, it's kind of grueling here at the Premier League. Dwan just with an excellent play. He played that hand just absolutely perfectly.
First level in the books, mostly the story of Tom Dwan. He's won a third of the hands played, but lost that big one to Tony G, which nearly knocked him out. G making a nice move up into 4th, and the Wolves playing like ice cream on a hot summer day, just melting, and then some. Blinds to 3 and 6,000.
A lot of money.
Under the gun action for Durr.
Yeah.
Now, even the short stack right now has over 20 big blinds, but you just get the feeling these guys aren't in hang-around mode.
Raise to 16,000 total. Press.
There's Tony G.
And
Call.
it's the kind of thing, isn't it? I mean, where Tony G showed that if you re-raise him and he's in position, the only thing you're doing is making the pot bigger.
Check. Check. 15,000.
And a lot.
He has an absolute air ball.
Right.
And this is where I'd like to see Tran looking at Tony G, not at the bet.
30's a pretty sizable bet right